Alright, welcome to the Halloween special. Yeah, no expenses spared. We've got a fake skull, got some candles, we've got a kind of horror poster behind me, and as you can see, we've got part of what was going to be a Halloween costume, but I didn't have a mask and I couldn't find one because I left it last minute. So I look less like a Jason Voorhees / Splatterhouse style killer, and more like a reject from... I basically look like I'm going to be singing YMCA because I just don't suit this sort of attire, but hopefully we shall rectify that, because it's basically Halloween dress up in work tomorrow, and I will be uploading this on Halloween. Later this evening, if I don't back out of it for no reason, we'll also be doing a bit of a horror themed live stream, taking a look at 2 of the Rivington Evil Dead beers. I was going to do the whole series, but I have to be in work the following day, so an IPA, a double IPA and an Imperial Stout in one sitting, probably not the best decision. And to think I could pull off an outfit like Jason Voorhees is also not a wise decision. I suppose I could go all meta and say, because everyone gets scared of this, I'm about to say how much your MOT is going to cost. Anyway, I had a grand idea of doing like an intro to this. I don't even have like a prop knife or anything. There's no blood stains, there's no rips on this, so it's the best that you're gonna fucking get. So anyway, without any further ado, today we're going over to Werewolf beer and we're having a look at Ales of the Crypt, which is a sweet pumpkin spiced beer. It's Ales from the Crypt is the series of beers they do, and I think this beer name is How You Doing. So this is a collaboration with Dean of the Dead, who do like hot sauces. Jason Miller Art, who I'm sure I've seen some of his work on other brewery labels, and of course brewed by Werewolf Beer out of London. Picked this up from the For the Love of Horror convention in Manchester fairly recently. Should have bought a mask there and then because they were a little bit cheaper. I bought a few horror t-shirts, which I could have actually worn, but I do have, I'm not going to strip, don't worry. I do have me Black Iris Drink Beer Hail Satan t-shirt, so I suppose that's something. But yeah, I've not really had, well, this is the first Halloween themed beer that I've had this year. I should have got on the ball and done like a Halloween themed beer week, because there are some like pumpkin beers out there such as this, and they have other beers in the ales from the Crypt series, but I think this was the only one that they had there. Either that or I just can't read and could have got all 3, because I think there's like a chili stout and then like a gose or sour beer. I can't remember, but the convention was really good. I've never been one, even when I was like balls deep in like the film stuff with Mondo Squalido. I've never been that sort of person who's really wanted to go to horror conventions, but good friend in work, she's really into horror, because the guy from Terrifier 2 was there. He was a nice guy. I had a photo with him, and never seen Terrifier or Terrifier 2. But I bullshitted him because he gave me a hug after our photo op and said, "You're absolutely amazing." Shithouse. Absolute shithouse. But yeah, I picked this up from the Dean of the Dead stall, and yeah, it was a good time. Next year looks to be good as well, because they've got, I can't remember his name, Leland Palmer from Twin Peaks. Ray Wise, he's going to be there. Love Ray Wise. Don't like Twin Peaks. I think it's stupid, it's dumb. I don't know why people hold it in such high esteem. It's dumb, and the episodes that I watched, I just found them ridiculously unintentionally funny, especially the scene where Leland discovers that his daughter's dead. We all know what happens. I know exactly how Twin Peaks pans out, so I'm not going to spoil it in case people want to watch it. But yeah, I just found it really funny when they were like all crying when they found out, and it's just weird for weird's sake, which I think that's David Lynch, isn't it? I mean, Eraserhead is an amazing film. Love that. I've watched a couple of others. Blue Velvet, overrated. I only like it for Dennis Hopper. But yeah, I like David Lynch though. He's got good hair, even at his age. And he does stuff different, do you know what I mean? Mulholland Drive was okay. But yeah, Twin Peaks is just silly, but people take it dead serious, and I don't understand why. Anyway, I'm not here to alienate fans of Twin Peaks, but yeah, I do love the artwork on this. Obviously, paying homage to Tales from the Crypt, as well as the sort of like horror comics from back in the day. And it just looks really damn good. They've done a really good, authentic job on the artwork. I say they, I mean Jason Miller. And you've got some artwork there, and then a bit of spiel. So yeah, Sweet Pumpkin Spice. Using my Evil Dead glass. So without any further ado, let's get this very underwhelming Halloween special underway. So yeah, if I do the live stream, then I look forward to you joining me, unless you've got much better things to do on Halloween. What films you're going to be watching, that sort of stuff, let me know in the comments, or you don't have to if you don't want to. So beer in the glass then, and it's actually really quite hard to see the colour of it because there's a lot of black artwork on the label, but it's sort of like, as you'd expect a lot of pumpkin beers to look like. Deep sort of like burnt orange, a little bit of like toffee amber there as well. Toffee amber sounds like a porn star name. Head, about a finger's worth of a beige looking head. It certainly looks good in this glass. And it's a cool little glass because I got the 3 Evil Dead beers, went to Northern Beer Temple because went into it and got this from B&Q. Popped into like Asda and Tesco's just to see if they had any cheap masks. Any mask at this point will do. They didn't, and obviously while I was there, I hadn't been to Northern Beer Temple for a while, so picked up some beers from Northern Beer Temple, including the box set where you get the 3 beers in a glass. It was like 22 quid, which isn't too bad. So yeah, looking very autumnal and festive. So let's see what we get on the nose. And it's got that pumpkin spice mix. I've absolutely abused Starbucks these past few weeks. Become such a basic bitch at this time of the year. And I've got to say, I know people shit on Starbucks. I mean, rightfully so, because they dodge tax, which is never a good thing. But it's not real coffee, it's just flavourings and syrups. Starbucks actually do really good coffee, especially if you buy the coffee beans for some of the roasts that they obviously don't have available when you're buying coffee from them. But absolutely nailing it with their pumpkin spice frappuccino at the moment. I just get some more effeminate with every sentence. Anyway, so smells good. You get those pumpkin spice notes. I'm not sure if they've used any pumpkin in the mix because when I was looking at it, it doesn't really go into detail about the ingredients on the ingredients list. There is a bit of spiel there, but I can't read that. But I think it's just more like the pumpkin spice that they've used. Maybe they've put some lactose or something in there, because you don't get that like earthy pumpkin aroma. Not that pumpkin's got a massive sort of aroma in general, but if you're making pumpkin soup, it's got a smell. Do you know what I mean? Which reminds me, I need to make some pumpkin soup. Make bulk of it, and then I've got stuff to last me till next year, even though I make all these like meals in advance, freeze them, never end up eating them. Don't know why. But what else do we get with this? You get like a very subtle biscuity bready malt character, but it is fundamentally the pumpkin spice, as you would expect, the aromatics and the various spices that go into a pumpkin spice blend. But it smells really damn good. So let's murder this ale. Cheers. I'm definitely going to hell for that terrible pun. Well, yeah, definitely get that pumpkin spice in there. There's a subtle amount of sweetness. Comes out more on the back end, I would say. Reminiscent of like a vanilla shortbread. Oh, nearly spilled some. I somehow managed to spill beer when the glass is just sat on the surface. There's a little bit of maltiness there. Don't know what happened to my voice at the start of that sentence. A little bit of maltiness. The pumpkin spice is the predominant flavour, but it's not overpowering, and you can get really harsh characters with pumpkin spice if it's not used properly. Like when Starbucks were when they first started the pumpkin spice stuff this year, they had like an iced pumpkin spice, whatever it was. I think they changed it because then it was like there was a milky, there was like one variation. I can't remember what coffee it is. They've got like the pumpkin spice iced latte. Would it be? No, they've got the pumpkin spice latte, like cold brew pumpkin spice. And when I first had that, dark, black coffee with intense, maybe they put too much in there. It was borderline undrinkable because you got that harshness. With this, you don't get that. It does have that sort of like fragrant character. It is a bit like potpourri-esque, but I think they've got the balance really, really good, to the point where you taste it, but it doesn't overpower too much. And these beers are like love and hate, really, aren't they? Load people, especially America. I wish we brewed them to the extent as they do in America. I mean, we've got some really good breweries who do. I mean, like Elusive do their like coffee pumpkin spice porter, which I missed out on this year. I'll potentially might get a can like weeks after the Halloween period has finished. I can't really think of too many other breweries who've done it. There's probably been loads, especially in the craft sort of section. But I even miss beers like Pumpkin from Witchwood, because you used to be able to get like 500ml bottles of that for like £1 in Aldi, where you really wouldn't get any sort of like pumpkin or pumpkin spice flavour. But the ale, the base ale, that's base ale, by the way, not that was just a really satisfying beer, and it'd be perfect. It was one of those perfect beers where if you're watching like horror films all day, just a nice steady beer. This is a little bit more robust. It's got a nice medium mouthfeel to it. And I think a lot of people probably like this a lot more than some of the more like well-known and predominant pumpkin inspired beers out there. But I just love how that America embraces stuff like Halloween. I mean, we do here as well. We make a big song and dance of it, but it's like we don't do it as well as America. And I'd love to like be in America around fall, especially like somewhere in the Midwest, in like a suburb. Do you know what I mean? And obviously getting access to some really good pumpkin beers. Steamworks out of Canada did a really nice pumpkin beer, but what's happened to Steamworks? You don't really see them because they went over to the thing in Germany. So I don't even know if the German thing is still around. Because I think it was like German family. But anyway, I digress. This is just it's a nice beer. It's a bit of fun, a little bit gimmicky. Is it the best example of a beer like this? I can't really say that because I've not had too many. But I've had much worse. I've had ones where you're getting nothing that it offers you, but at the same time, I've had ones where it gives it a bit too much to you, to the point where it's undrinkable and it's like you've just diluted a few teaspoons of pumpkin spice in water. Because there's a little bit drying, as you would expect, because I think you've got like cloves, cinnamon, it's cardamom in pumpkin spice. I don't know. But it's a really nice beer, and this is the first time I've seen Werewolf. I think they're based out of London. So I'm not sure what their distribution's like, but I think they've got a few other, I think they are like horror themed in general. So it'd be interesting to try more, but as soon as I saw this with that artwork, and I didn't realise it was a pumpkin spice ale until after I bought it. I thought it'd just be like a run-of-the-mill session IPA or pale. But no, I'm very, very happy with that, and perfect for the eve of Halloween, although you'll be watching this on Halloween. Yeah, I've not really got much planned, to be fair, so that's why I'm doing a live stream. Hopefully, we'll see. But now, if you can get hold of this and you like your pumpkin beers and you want, you know, if you like horror films and like horror comics and that sort of stuff, then, you know, you've got a really cool label there. It's perfect for like a Halloween party. A bit late now, since this will be uploaded on Halloween. Or if you know someone who likes the beer and they like horror culture, if you will, then I think this would be a good little fun gift. It's fun at the end of the day, but it's well brewed, really enjoyable. 4.5% ABV, and yeah, I would happily have this again. I really would, and I want to try more beers from Werewolf. I was going to buy some hot sauce, but I don't handle hot sauce well at all. I mean, I love jalapeno, which, by the way, Aldi probably don't have them anymore. Cheaper alternative to Snyder's, which is great, by the way. But even like that, I love jalapeno. Thankfully on the Snyder's and these, doesn't affect me too bad, but it doesn't half turn my stomach. I won't go into any more details because I think this video is horrifying and grisly enough. I've fucked up my costume really, haven't I? Let's be honest. I'll probably end up just getting my friend to paint me face. Made that mistake a few days ago because did it on the Friday for people who wouldn't be in on the Monday, and we're doing it obviously on Monday for Halloween. And I just didn't have anything. My friend said, I've got some fake blood, but she wanted to do my face, but I was like, no, A, I've got to go to the smoking shelter. B, I had to pick up a prescription. So I just settled for like bloody me mouth, and it just looked like I'd red winged someone. And if you don't know what that is, then look it up. And if you do, not done it myself, not yet anyway, not that I would, although, you know, the nights do draw in and become lonely. So you've got to take what you can get, really, haven't you? Anyway, these are really comfy. So, yeah. Halloween. Hope you had a good, safe one. Hope you've got your snacks in. Hope you're watching some really good films. and or if you're going out, stay safe. Got a skull. His name's Terry. And his jaw's retractable. Don't know what I did then. Anyway, cheers for watching. If you've tried this or anything else from Werewolf, let me know your thoughts and opinions. And I'm going to haunt your dreams. See you later. Because Daddy's hungry.